For daily Ask Reddit. r/ask Reddit. What was your first encounter with utter bullshit during your childhood? If you enjoy the video, drop a like and subscribe so you never miss a video. I was 4 years old, in preschool. We were having water day, which was this day full of water-based fun activities. Little kid me had been looking forward to this for weeks. Before we had free time to enjoy all the water games and kiddie pools, we had to do some mandatory team building games. There was this girl who hated me for no reason, and of course I got put by her. We were doing this game where we had to pass a solo cup full of water down the line of kids as fast as possible. So cup gets to me. I try to hand it to her. She stares at me for like 10 seconds while I hold this cup like a jackass, waiting for her to take the damn cup. Our team loses. She grabs the cup and splashes it on herself. She starts screaming/bawling. Teachers come over, and she babbles about how I wouldn't give her the cup then threw it at her when we lost. I get left alone in the music room all day staring at the grey walls, while the rest of the class got to have fun playing in water. It was such bullshit it formed a core memory. My mom finding a cigarette in the backyard, accusing me of having stolen a friend's mom's cigarettes to secretly smoke there, and grounding me for it despite me not having done any such thing. I was like 9 at that time. My mom had cigarettes and cash constantly come up missing. I took the blame for all of it until they found out our ferret had a secret nest in the lining of the couch and her favorite hiding place was mom's purse. In preschool, my mom gave me a book of math problems and said if I got them all done by the end of the day, I'd get a reward. I did the shit out of those math problems. My reward was a hug. I felt like Patrick from the Valentine's episode of SpongeBob. I was bullied a lot in elementary school. To be fair, I was a pretty easy target for the bullying. r/Roast would have a meltdown not knowing where to start. So every day at lunch and recess I would get chased and harassed by 4 other boys. One day the teacher assigned to keep order on the playground grabbed me and told me to quit running. But of course, as soon as I did the 4 boys began pushing and taunting me, so I started running again. Next thing I know the teacher grabs me by the arm and starts to paddle me. Teachers could do that back then. She missed my ass and caught me in the back again, so I cussed at her. She sent me to the principal's office, and when I told him what had happened he just shook his head, then had me stand up to take 3 licks from his paddle. 5th grade is when I learned the world was utter bullshit. Was asked to watch the rectory on Friday nights so the priests could have a night off. I was 12 years old. My job basically was to accept food that was brought by parishioners for the priests and find a place for it in their jammed packed double glassed door refrigerator that was as wide as 2 refrigerators. There were 4 priests at our tiny parish. I accepted fully cooked roasts, hams, casseroles, and cakes. I was told not to eat anything. A few months later I was made to clean the convent with a couple of the nuns as a punishment for talking too much in class. There were 23 nuns who lived on site and tagged school. Their kitchen had a tiny refrigerator, and when it was lunchtime they opened a cupboard of expired canned goods. We had very old tomato soup for lunch with stale bread and milk made from powder. I asked them if they knew about the food over at the rectory, and they said no. My little sister pushed me down the stairs, and I got in trouble for antagonizing her. She wouldn't do that for no reason. You did not know your daughter, mom and dad. To my knowledge it was for no reason, it was the morning, so I hadn't even gotten the chance to piss her off. Also it wasn't the first time she had done it, just the first time my parents got involved. When I was in kindergarten we had to that thing where you had a grid of boxes, and in each box was a word. You would have to cut out each box individually, then arrange the words in some order. After a few months of cutting out each box, like we had been shown, I figured that cutting out the rows and putting them on top of each other so the boxes lined up and cutting them out like that would take a lot less time. My teacher saw me do this. I had to stay in at recess to cut them out the right way.